We are the largest wallpaper manufacturer in the digital world. You know, that's something to say, what we've achieved in those 10 years. I really do not believe that I would have got where I am today without the help of HP. That's an honest truth, you know. I'm the 4th generation of wallpaper manufacturers, the longest serving family in the world. I did work for the family business up until 10 years ago. I certainly say that wall covering is in my blood, and I certainly do have a passion. At the end of the day, you know, you've got to work hard, play hard. You know, I'm a great believer of attention to detail. Give credit where credit's due, and you get what you pay for. I thought, if you're going to make it good or make it big in the digital world for wall coverings, you've got to start off big. And that's what I did. I bought the biggest machine that was available at the time.
John Mark did go and review all the different machinery out there 10, 12 years ago when he was thinking of setting up the company. And really HP was the one that stood out as being the right way to go. I think ultimately it came down to print mark. He will tell you that with wallpaper, it's not about quantity. At the luxury end, it's about quality. And the print mark he was able to get from those early generation HP machines was just second to none, better than anything else on the market. And of course, it was the only one that was the water-based latex ink technology, which again didn't have the same degassing smells as, say, UV or the solvent, because when you receive a roll of wallpaper in a domestic environment, you don't want that smell of solvents in the room, and that was really his main driver behind going for the HP technology. John Mark, as a managing director, is a stickler for quality, but he's also a stickler for cleanliness. But the machinery and the ink that HP supply us, well, it's just the best on the market. It's the most eco-friendly, and that really gives us a added advantage to some of our competitors, because we're using only one type of machinery and one ink set.
Seriously, 4 years ago I started working with HP, and I think really they found that because of my persistence and that I'm willing to have a go, they thought, okay then, let's get John Mark signed up and let's work with him, because he can push those machines to the absolute limit. And I suppose really one thing that we're really looking for is a little bit more speed than what we had with the 1500, and definitely that's what we've got today with the 2700. So that's what I love about it. It's not twice as fast, but it's not far off.
The biggest difference I can see between the 1500 and the 2700, which is the next generation, is firstly the print mark is I think slightly better, but that's only my opinion. Also the speed is better. So again, that's just going to help our business grow and develop as the print on demand business grows. Certainly in wallpaper, because we're doing big volumes, long meterage, so to have that additional speed just means we can get through more wallpaper and production each day. I think we're at the beginning of the next phase of development in the HP technology. I see as speeds increase, that's extremely exciting from a production point of view, and from a flexibility point of view, as more and more customers want to reduce stock levels and move on to print on demand.
The best thing about the new printer is it's got the same footprint as the existing 1500. You know, we've got more print heads in there, which allows us to be able to print bidirectionally, and that means that we can increase our output without actually having to increase our infrastructure. You know, we've got the same area to print in, we've now got this new printer, the interface is all new, and it's a really good user interface with the touchscreen. And again, similar with the 1500s, everything is nice and easy to find, and we work through the process with the printer. But just obviously with the new technology, with the difference in 4th generation inks, it just makes it so much quicker for us to be able to turn around orders for our customers.
So with that early development on the 1500s to then move into the 2700, we already have the knowledge base there. So all we're doing now is adding that white layer down, and it's just giving us the opportunity to go into so many new layers, finishes, and giving us new techniques. I mean, we've been blown away by the results we're getting, and the designers we're showing them to, again, it just takes the whole thing in a different dimension. And we feel long term it will start a new trend of design, certainly with the big boys to start with, and then maybe that will trickle down to the kind of medium-sized design community.
What I think for us, where we are, is massive. You know, I mean, the fundamental basics of latex ink is that it is translucent. It works with any base that you print on, rather than, you know, fighting against it. So with previous generations of latex, you've always been limited with the bases that you want. Now, for us to be able to mix up metallic bases and matte prints, and also all of our bespoke brass cloths that we have, and all the different natural bases that we use, we can then combine that opacity with the inks to create something that nobody else is doing. And it just brings us forward. It just takes us one more step away from analog printing. The new white ink changes the game. John Mark leads the way in innovation. We are a team of innovators. We love to see what the next thing is. And working with HP, we can do that. You know, we've got these new printers, and we're working alongside them to continue to develop them, make it bigger, better, and just stride into the future together.
For us, Print to West is invaluable because we are loading up our machines, because we're printing wallpaper, we're obviously printing full colour, we're printing meterage, and we're printing 24 hours a day. So it's really important we know what's on each machine all of the time and what we're going to be coming up next, because when we've got as many machines as we have in the industry, we need to be able to plan the paper type we're going to have on each machine, which product we're going to have on each machine. So it really, we couldn't run the business without it. It's that important to us as a business. And we only see that with HP's help, this is just going to develop into something more and more exciting.
Working on demand is a major admin bottleneck. You know, it's not just a case of receiving an order with 200 rolls on it. You are receiving 200 orders with 3 rolls on it. You know, so there's a lot of paperwork there. And we as a company really over the last 6 years have geared ourselves up for that. You know, so the infrastructure, the fulfillment, and all the other bits and pieces that go with on-demand wall coverings is now in place here at John Mark Limited.
We have regular discussions about what HP is doing from a sustainability point of view, what they're looking at for the future, how we can work closely on that, and if there's any new initiatives we need to be aware of. The Planet Partners programme has been really beneficial because as we as a business look to reduce our waste and our impact on the land, so all the empty ink cartridges go into HP supplied boxes. When those boxes are full, we put them onto a pallet, and every 2 to 3 months it will collect the full pallet. They will take them away, recycle them, and then close loop, make them back into HP products, which means there's minimal waste. There's virtually nothing going to the landfill. So we're really pleased and proud of the fact we're part of that programme. So yeah, here's to the future.